Hi, my name is Jake, and I am a bookish drummer. So for this video, I want to go over my March TBR/MBR, what I plan on trying to get to in the month of March. And I believe I have 11 books I want to talk about here today, which is a bit of a problem because the second half of March, I'm going to be traveling to Canada, visiting Stacy for 2 weeks, and I suspect that we will not be getting a lot of reading done. So I'm going to try and cram all of this TBR stuff into basically the first 15/16 days of March. So it's probably going to lead to some issues. I'm probably not going to finish all of these, but I'm going to try my hardest. And without any let's just jump into it. So let's first talk about the books that I don't own physically or that I don't own yet, especially for this first one. I'm very excited to check out Mothered by Zoe Stage. And of course, you guys probably know that I'm a huge fan of Zoe Stage. I loved Baby Teeth, and I loved Wonderland, and Getaway, and even her little novella. I just love her writing, and I love her horror, and I'm super excited to read this. This comes out, I believe, the 1st of March, so probably tomorrow. I think my paperback copy isn't going to come until Friday, but basically when that comes, I'm going to drop everything, no matter what I'm reading, and read that because I'm super pumped for this book. I just have a feeling I'm going to love it. Another book that I'll be listening to on audio via Scribd is The Perfect Family, which is actually the second book in our March pick for the Thrill, Chill, or Kill book club created by me and Stacy. And if you want to buddy read this with us, you can go check it out on the Bookish Drummer Discord. Now, this one I'm very excited about because the premise is pretty interesting. All of these bad things are happening to this family, and everybody in the family kind of has their secrets that they're hiding from everybody. And so they're trying to figure out like who exactly is doing all of this. And it's one of those novels that seems like it's going to be escalating and escalating with the stuff that's happening. And it sounds like there's going to be reveal after reveal. So even though it kind of has a lower rating on Goodreads, I'm sure it'll be very entertaining. So like I said, if you're interested in joining us, go join us on the Bookish Drummer Discord. We're going to have a good time with this. And the last book that I'll be doing audio only, I don't have a paperback copy anymore. I gave it to Stacy because I tried to read this book and I did not like it, much to her chagrin. But I'm going to be giving Golden Sun by Pierce Brown a second chance. Now, this is one of her all-time favorite books, Stacy, that is. And I really didn't enjoy it. I think I gave it like 100 pages or so, and she will never let me live it down. And basically, what we're doing is I have agreed to finish this book, read it in its entirety, but she has to read Kafka on the Shore by Haruki Murakami. So basically, we're both reading these books. I'm probably not going to like Golden Sun, and she's probably not going to like this book either, but it was basically the only way for me to agree to read Golden Sun. So, yeah. That's the plan. Me and Stacy are going to buddy read Golden Sun, which is one of her all-time favorite books ever. And then we're also going to buddy read Kafka on the Shore, which she's not excited for at all because she does not like magical realism. She expects to not really like this book at all, but of course I am a huge fan of Haruki Murakami, so I'm super excited for this book. So it'll probably be a fun little experiment. Of course, we're still continuing with Everything's Eventual, which we're doing for the Stephen King short story book club. This one has been pretty good so far. We just read, I think, a Dark Tower novella, which, as far as the Dark Tower goes, it's not really one of my favorites, but it's a pretty solid novella. And then we also read the titular story, Everything's Eventual, which is actually another novella. And yeah, it's pretty good. And then we have a few more short stories to read in March, so we're trucking along with that. Me and Stacy are buddy reading Timeline by Michael Crichton, which this was picked for me to read in the month of March by my patron Patrick. This was his vote for March. So I think this is one of his all-time favorite books. And of course, I'm a big Michael Crichton fan, and I've never read this one. And we're about 100 pages in or so, and it's pretty good so far. I think the plan, me and Stacy are gonna be reading this to each other. We're probably gonna have to finish it in March when I'm in Canada, and we'll read it to each other then. So yeah, I'm definitely enjoying this one so far. Another book that was picked for me to read in the month of March is The Ruins by Scott Smith. And Justin over on Guess the Beat, he won Guess the Beat for February and picks this for me to read in March. And I'm super excited because I keep hearing this is a very creepy, scary book. And I've had it for a while and I want to get to it. So good pick on Justin's part. I'm very excited to finally get to this one. And one of my main goals for the first half of the year is to finish some damn series, and I will definitely be improving that with these next couple of books. I will be reading The Bone Shard Emperor, which is book 2 in the Drowning Empire by Andrea Stewart, for the first time, which is kind of funny because I've read the first book, Bone Shard Daughter, 3 times now, so I better get to this damn book. I am extremely excited. I love Bone Shard Daughter, and I hear people say it's not quite as good as the first book, but I'm still excited because the third and final book is coming out in April next month. So I'm hoping it's a fantastic fantasy trilogy and I can knock that off my list. Also, we're going to be continuing with the Shattered Sands read-along, and we have the 5th book, When Jackals Storm the Walls, and I think the final novella, what's it called? A Wasteland of My God's Own Making. So we're going to be reading this and then this one. And this one I'm extremely excited for because the first 4 books in the series have been rereads, but I will be reading the 5th book for the first time. And I'm very excited, especially with the way that book 4 ends on like a pretty big cliffhanger for one of the characters. I'm definitely excited and intrigued to finally get to this one. And of course, I'll be reading book 6, the final book, in April. And then this little novella. The novellas have been surprisingly good. Some of them have been a lot better than others, but I'm hoping that this one is also good. And hopefully I'm not forgetting anything. This should be the last book, which I probably should have just started with this book because I've been reading this book for most of February and I haven't finished it yet. And honestly, I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to finish it in March with all of this crap I have to read. But anyway, it's Infinite Jest. And this is like the book part of where I'm at, and then this is the footnotes part of where I'm at. So I'm more than 50, I'd say I'm like 2/3 of the way in for both things. And I kind of took like a 2-week break from it just because it was too much and I wasn't feeling it. And I need to try to get back into the groove with it because I was reading like about 35 pages every morning. But then I just stopped doing that and I shouldn't have. I should have tried to finish it in February, but the plan is to try to finish it in March. If I don't, it's not the biggest deal ever, but I'd like to knock this one out. And it is good. Some sections of it aren't as good as others, but overall, it's a pretty funny book and definitely one of the more intriguing and just fascinating and unique books I've ever read. All right, so those are all of the books that I plan on trying to get to in the month of March. Now, normally this would not be that heavy of a task. I usually read anywhere between 10 to 15 books a month. So I think these 11 books, including like a novella and some short stories and a book that I'm already working on, wouldn't be that big a deal. But like I said, the last 2 weeks in March, I'm going to be visiting Stacy in Canada. So we're not going to be doing a whole lot of reading. So I'm going to try to cram all of this into like the first 15 days of March, which might create some problems, but I'm going to try my best. Like I said, if I don't get to all of these, it's not the biggest deal. I can push stuff into April. It's fine, but I'd love to be able to get to all of these in March. So have I talked about any books that you're excited to read or that you've read before? What did you think of my picks for March? Please let me know down in the comments below. Also, what are you excited to read in the month of March? I'd like to know. And of course, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the YouTube channel and the Bookish Drummer Discord. And if you'd like to further support me, go check out my Patreon page and my Amazon wish list. Thank you guys so much and have a fantastic day.